Hello, you.
All right. How's everybody doing?
Are you guys ready to learn how to make some money today? Starting with not losing it.
It's a great place to start.
Actually, could your brand be losing you money? Well, you bet it could, right? If you aren't positioning and presenting yourself and your offerings the right way, you could be leaving as much as $250,000 a year on the table.
Yep. In this episode, we're going to be breaking down the 4 ways that your brand could be losing you money and what you can do about it today.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we're going to go through those first 4, but your first question might be, how on earth am I losing $250,000? Okay. We've seen it happen a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on your offerings, your clientele, your products, your programs that you're involved in. But a lot of times people are not maximizing those. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of things that can go wrong to make that number continue to tick up as far as losing money. Mm-hmm. And, if you want to talk to us individually about that and determine, how much money you're leaving on the table, we'll be glad to do that with you. So just hit us up here in the comments and we'll be glad to have that conversation.
Yeah. We're talking to a lot of entrepreneurs that have stuff on the shelf that they're not using, or they're not utilizing, or they spent months and months and months building a program or building a plan that they never even implemented. And,
they're not using it the right way.
Or they're absolutely not using it the right way. We've all been guilty of this.
Exactly. All right. So let's go through these 4. Okay. So number 1 way your brain could be losing you money is that you're not positioned properly to attract ideal customers. Mm-hmm. And what happens when that takes place is that, number 1, it causes money waste. Okay. Because you end up spending money on your marketing, right? Marketing to people who are never going to buy from you, or they're not going to buy at the level you want, or they're not going to be repeat customers, or the list goes on, right? And you can assess that by looking deeply into your business and what do you offer and who do you offer it to. But it all starts with defining very clearly who you offer solutions to. The other thing that happens when this goes wrong is that it causes time waste.
Mm-hmm.
Time is money.
That's a huge one.
Time is money. And that causes you to chase people who are never going to buy from you. And nobody wants to be in that position.
Yeah, I've been guilty of that. I really have. And positioning myself correctly through the right program made all the difference in how my brokerage grew. And to be honest with you, after my brokerage grew, I had to do this exercise again. I didn't change my brand. I changed the focus of where I was going. Because if you want to keep leveling up, then you have to keep paying attention to these things. Think about how different life would be if you only worked with the people whose lives you could truly impact in a positive way, who appreciated what you did, who paid you for what you did. Think about what your business would look like right now if you were introduced to 10,000 of the actual correct people who were looking for what you're giving to the market. And it's very possible to do this with just a little bit of attention to detail.
It sure is. Okay. Number 2 way your brand could be leaving money on the table is you're not presenting yourself as truly different, right? Mm-hmm. We've talked about it here a lot. Better is subjective. Different is inarguable. What might be better for you might not be better for the next customer. Mm-hmm. But different, everybody attaches to that idea of different. They see themselves in it. So what happens when you don't present yourself as different? Well, they don't understand exactly what you do or how it can change their life because they feel like they've seen 20 of you already, right?
Yep.
It's like,
I don't know everybody else.
Exactly. And that leads to comparing you to everybody else. And then guess what becomes a natural objection? Price. It's always that natural objection.
Yep. Think about what life would be like and what it would even feel like to have people seeking you out instead of you chasing other people. And it's absolutely possible to do when you, when you pay attention to these small details. What would it look like if you were the go-to expert in your space? If you had a line of people waiting to try to do business with you or to just discuss it with you, to start conversations. How many of you out there would just like to start conversations with the right people?
Yeah, that would be nice, right? You can do it. You can do it. All right. Number 3, you're not focused in your business, and that is costing you money. In other words, you're all over the place. And I can't tell you how many times over the last decade I've had this conversation with people. You have multiple projects you're involved in, different programs or products or services to sell, and you end up just kind of slinging them all against the wall without focusing them or organizing them or figuring out what truly is a solution to my customers. What should I be doing? What should I be focusing on? Because it's all about focus. And to me, that's the number one fear of any great entrepreneurs, like focus. Nobody really wants to take the time to do it, but when they do it, their income catapults. It's unbelievable.
I think this is a huge one, actually. I just think that the lack of focus and direction that most people feel, especially if you're like, well, who was telling us the other day that the huge percentage of people who are entrepreneurial also have ADHD? Like they're all over the board, like as a natural thought process, like that's just who they are, right? But those are the doers that are out there. But if you don't overcome that, if you don't build a brand to live up to that gives you that focus, then you're going to remain that way, and then you never catch any traction. Again, I've done this. Think about what life would be like if you had the time and the freedom that you dreamed about when you started your entrepreneurial journey. Like if you were one of those people who's like, oh, another 7-day week, then you definitely need to talk to us, because that is not the way to live your life. Very few people, everybody loves being successful, but very few people will ever lay on their deathbed and say, oh, I just wish I had one more day at work. No, we got to be entrepreneurial so nobody else will tell us what to do. And if you don't have your brand dialed in, you got a lot of voices in your head and a lot of them surrounding you that are pulling you in 1,000 different directions, and you're not getting that free time that you deserve. Being focused not only allows you your own time and to spend that time better, it allows you to charge more for your specialty. And that's definitely a level up.
It certainly is. And here's something that you guys need to know. We know a lot of people who are in the 6-figure, 7-figure income stage who are in this spot. All of these spots that we're talking about today, right? Yeah. So they're people who they've made money off of their offerings and their programs and their products. They've made money, but they just can't seem to break that ceiling to that next level. And here's the worst thing about it: making all that money has cost them their time and their freedom. Yeah, and that's
the
really
most valuable thing that they own.
Absolutely.
Is their time.
It sure is. Yep. It sure is. Okay. And so here is number 4. You're not clear about the solutions that you offer. You're not clear about the solutions you offer. Clarity is everything. It's a huge word for us when it comes to helping you solve your prospects' problems, right? And what happens when you're not clear about the solutions you offer? Well, you don't give your prospects a clear path to follow, right?
Or the confidence that you can help them.
That's true. You give them too many solutions. That's a huge problem in this industry. And when I speak of industry, I'm talking about coaches, creators, and other experts. If you're in the expert industry and you're giving your prospect too many solutions, you've already lost them. You've really got to be super dialed in about what you're offering to people.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah. You gotta be, it's like when your kids were young, you remember, it just always sticks out in my mind. And I say this all the time to our clients. You remember when your kids were young and they were in the high chair and you got out some split peas, and if you poured the whole can out, they would eat like 3 or 4 of them, get it all over their face and their bib, and then they'd be like fussy and wouldn't want to do anything with it. But if you gave them 3 at a time, they'd eat the whole can. We never changed from that.
It's a phenomenon.
It is a phenomenon.
Right.
We are overwhelmed. Our eyes, our ears are overwhelmed all the time, right? So think about, what would life be like if you said, I do this, and that's all I do. I do this. If you're a person that needs this, I do this, right? If you're a person seeking this, I've got this, right? What would life be like if that's what you did and you had more than you could get to? And you got to choose your calendar, and you got to choose who got to you, and you got to choose whether or not you were going to take this day off, because all you did was this, and all you're talking to is people who want this, right? People stand in line and they will. And there's great power in that. And plus, by doing that, nobody knows better than you, because this is your specialty. All right. I hope that makes sense. Like, it relates back to the last two. If you're different, you're focused. I do this.
All right. Okay. So let's recap these for a second. Okay. 4 different ways your brand could be losing you money. You're not positioned properly to attract your ideal customers.
Right.
You are not presenting yourself as different. You are not focused in your business direction, and you're not clear about the solutions you offer. So, big question is, okay, where do I get help, right? Well, here's an easy way you can do it. Okay, we started a Facebook group to help you crack the code on things just like this. You know why? Because that's all we do.
That's all we do.
We help you focus and clarify your business and your brand so that you know every day what you wake up, do what you're going to wake up doing, who you serve, how you serve them, what qualifies you to serve them, how it makes their life better, and what makes you different in doing so. That's all we do. Okay. And that group, it's like I said earlier, it's for coaches and creators and experts in any industry who could use some clarity, you know, especially if you are involved in different projects and potential revenue streams and you're struggling to kind of rein them all in, organize them, and focus them and bring great clarity to them. Okay?
That's what we do. We specialize in it.
And so here is the name of the Facebook group, Build Your Business Star Brand. So please jump in there and join us, and you know, feel free to drop your problems in, drop some ideas and solutions in for other people, and support each other in this, because, hey guys, we're all in it together, right?
That's exactly right. Yep. Hey, Lisa Stroth, how are you, dear?
Hi, Lisa. Lisa is a fantastic client of ours, and she is a voiceover artist. In fact, she is the voiceover cure.
Yep. And a part of the Facebook group. So you guys need to join it. Build Your Business Star Brand. Look for us. Join in the conversation. Like Tanya said, we're fixing these problems every day for people all over the world. So join us.
All right. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. See you next time.